Okay, this question is from Maddie. He wants to know when I got my first bass. Oh, I would say 15 years old. All right, this is from Pozo. I hope I'm saying that right. He wants to know what type of effects I use on the bass. Actually, I use quite a bit of effects. I use a phaser, phase pedal for some stuff. Chorus pedal I use on a lot of the ballads. It just fills up a little more space, especially during the quieter parts when you have clean guitars going on. And then my two favorite, I use a whammy pedal to get some cool octave stuff, and a delay pedal, and I use those two during the show for intros to a couple of songs. We vamp a lot while Brent talks. So I do a lot of effects stuff. I try not to do a lot of effects stuff during the meat of the songs. I mean, I don't really, I use a guitar amp as well as my bass rig, so I can have this whole distortion side of my rig. I use that a lot during the heavy songs. This question is from Taylor. She wants to know what my favorite Shinedown song is and why. I would have to say Crow and the Butterfly is probably the most fun for me to play live, and it's probably my favorite song off the record. It's got a lot of cool intricate bass stuff. It's a lot of fun to play. A lot of motion, a lot of movement from the higher octaves down to the lower octaves, and it's just a very melodic bass part. So it's probably my favorite one to play. This question is from Angel. I know who you are, by the way. You don't think I do, but I do. Angel wants to know, was it hard for me to join an already established band that had another bass player? Yes, it was very difficult. Just because I'm a perfectionist and I'm always eager to please. I want everybody to like what I do. I work very hard, so it was very difficult on me. I think I made it more difficult than it was, probably, just because of the reasons I just gave. And Brad Stewart was an incredible musician, and it was hard to fill his shoes. So he came up with some really cool bass stuff on the first two records. So and I want to do that stuff justice as well. So yeah, it was difficult, but the fans have been very, very gracious. Maya wants to know if I could play for any other band for a day, who would it be and why? I've got three answers for this question. I think there are three bands, just because I respect the bass player so much, and I love these bands. One is Muse. I think that would be a great band to go play for a day. They're probably my favorite band right now. Just incredible musicians, and Chris Holstenholm, the bass player, is just a madman, and his bass lines are incredible. The other is Stone Temple Pilots. The same reasons. I mean, Robert DeLeo's bass playing is so melodic, and I love that. I love the motion and the movement. And then Rage Against the Machine for the groove aspect. I mean, the pocket on that band is insane. So there are actually three answers to that. Those are my three favorite rhythm sections probably out there right now. Jared wants to know, where did I work before I was in Shinedown? What did I do? I have a sordid past. I'll start at the beginning. I got out of high school and went to college immediately, and didn't like it. I didn't do well because I didn't want to do well. I didn't want to be there. So I went to work at Chick-fil-A, and I worked the drive-thru for 2 years at Chick-fil-A. Then I went to work as a trim carpenter, and I did that for a lot of years. And then I left that to produce records, and I opened up a recording studio, and did a lot of demo producing for bands that were trying to get deals or already had record deals and were just wanting to do demos for their record. It really helped me out with my songwriting a lot, and I did that a lot. I love that work. I still do it. I actually just got done doing a new song for Shinedown, so I enjoy that a lot, and that's actually how I met Brent and Barry, was through that. They came to work with me at the recording studio. So the rest is history. Katie wants to know what the most fun experience I've ever had with Shinedown is. Gosh, this has been like a 2 year stint for me, 2.5 year stint, that I never thought was going to happen. First of all, I mean, I got in the band. I was between 31 and 32 years old, so I was already along. I never really thought I'd be doing this again. So I've done a lot of stuff in 2.5 years I never thought I'd be doing. So everything has been a lot of fun. I think the most fun, the two shows that stick out the most was Rockfest in Kansas City, the first one we did. You just get up on stage in front of 50,000 people and watch them all jump up and down at the same time, and That's pretty phenomenal to get to do that. And then sort of the antithesis of that, we played in Glasgow, Scotland, and played at King Tut's Wah Wah Hut for 250 people, and it was insane, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. That is quite possibly my favorite show I've played yet in Shinedown, I would have to say. R&R wants to know how I went about starting my own recording studio. I did what I do with a lot of things. I jumped off a building and hoped I landed on my feet. I had some early success with producing and writing. Very early, like the first couple of bands that I worked with, got some label notoriety, and I rented a space with a very small space originally, and I literally had a PC, a Tascam US 428 recorder, a couple of tube preamps, and you know, went to town, you know, and just started. I started out charging like $250 a song, worked my way through a couple of years of that, and then somehow talked my wife into taking out a second mortgage on the house, and built the one that I have now, Ocean Industries, which is a 3,000 square foot facility, and that was well before I joined Shinedown. So that was my business plan, was that, you know, I was going to just produce records in Charleston. This is my favorite question ever. Jane wants to know, what products do I use to make my hair so awesome? Those are her words, not mine. Actually, combination of, here we go, write this down, ice spiker glue and got to be glued hair glue. Jeff Stiff wants to know if I always play with my fingers or I always play with a pick. I'm about half and half, depending on the song. Certain songs like Sound of Madness and Cyanide, Sweet Tooth Suicide, I'm a pick all the way. It's big Devour, songs like that, big rock songs that need that downstroke, the James Hetfield downstroke, and need that aggression. I'll always use a pick on those. All the ballads I use my fingers, except for the verses in A Second Chance are picked. They're arpeggiated, so I'm picking back and forth, you know, like that. But then once it gets to the pre-chorus and the choruses, I switch to fingers. So I'm back and forth a lot. So I have to work on those two techniques a good bit. I actually practice. Right now I'm trying to work on not playing as heavy when I play with my fingers, not digging in as much. My sound man and tour manager Doug comes to me all the time and goes, "Hey man, jump hard, play light." I'm like, okay, because you're gonna get a much better bass sound if you play light. And I know that. In the studio, I get on the bass players about that all the time, but it's very hard to get when you're into it to play light.